our comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.
Good afternoon, Lancaster. This is Lancaster Connects. I'm thrown off by our new introduction. Our producer, our fantastic producer at Cast Ahead Productions, Chris Stone, put together a new intro video, and this is the second time it's totally thrown me off. I expected the old one. Not that I wanted the old one, but it was just like this is episode 180 some, and we've had so many other episodes with the other introduction. This one threw me off a little bit, and it's shorter than the other one. So that, again, kind of threw me off. Anyway, here we are, Lancaster Connects. This is a show where we make connections with amazing people here in Lancaster County doing wonderful things. Got a great guest coming on. We'll bring her on in just a little bit. It is February 10th. We are broadcasting live from Gardner's Mattress and More. That is the business I co-own with my partner, Jeff Giannakavo, and he is at home. His wife, Stephanie, has had some health concerns, so he is taking care of family needs today. Hey, Jeff, if you're watching, hey, Steph. Steph, hope you're feeling better and you can get back to some normalcy soon there. But I know the Giannakavo house is celebrating today, along with the rest of the Philadelphia region and any other either Chiefs haters or Philly fans, Philadelphia Eagle fans around the country. Yesterday was the Super Bowl, just a steamroll sort of win. Thank you, Chris. Fly, Eagles, fly. I myself, I'm a Philly guy, kind of grew up a little bit outside of the area. Phillies and Sixers are my jam. Football's not really my thing, but I watched the game. It was just an unbelievable performance by the defense. Eagles defense just stomped. I mean, the Chiefs could not do anything in that game. And of course, Jalen Hurts and the rest of the offense came through in big moments when they needed to. So Jeff is on cloud nine, I know, and the whole Giannakavo family is celebrating that win. So if you're a longtime watcher of Lancaster Connects, you know that often during football season, Jeff and I may rap a little bit about the Eagles, maybe lamenting on a bad game or celebrating a good game. Obviously, yesterday's Super Bowl win was a great game. Two-time Super Bowl champs, the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not going to do the Eagles chant for fear of butchering it. I don't want to be like the mayor of Philadelphia. That's now become this whole thing. So we're not going to do an Eagles chant here. Maybe somebody could do one in the chat, and that'll suffice. So so here we are, Lancaster Connects again. You can watch Lancaster Connects on YouTube. All our past episodes, and of course, this episode is streaming live on YouTube, both on the Lancaster Connects and Gardner's Mattress and More Facebook pages, YouTube channels, also Facebook pages, Gardner's Mattress and More, and Lancaster Connects Facebook pages, along with a few other places. And if you'd like to watch past episodes, Chris had it up there on the screen. I was a little slow. LancasterConnects.com is a website where all things Lancaster Connects are listed. The episode page, if you just click at the top, there's a button to watch past episodes. All 179 or 80 past episodes are on that page. Again, amazing conversations with wonderful people in Lancaster County. If you're watching on YouTube and hit the YouTube channel, we'd love for you to subscribe. Thank you, Chris, for that reminder. And if you'd like to be a guest on Lancaster Connects, like our upcoming guest we'll bring on in a moment, if you'd like to be a guest, again, LancasterConnects.com/guest. Up at the top of the page, click the button for the guest tab and fill out the simple form. Tell us who you are, the organization you represent, and why you'd be a good fit to be highlighted on Lancaster Connects. Nonprofits, charitable organizations, community outreach programs, performers like today's guest. Those are great guests for us. Again, we love to tell stories or have people tell their stories on Lancaster Connects, or small businesses like Gardner's Mattress and More. Again, the business that Jeff and I co-own, the business I'm sitting in. We like to support our community. Lancaster Connects is one of the ways that we like to do that. And, we like to tell those stories. So if you're a small business that gives back to your community, to the Lancaster community. We'd love to tell your story. All right. Enough for me. Let's bring our guest on. We've got Jeannette Wehye.
Hey
Jeannette,
guys.
welcome to the
Hello.
show. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm good. How you doing? Thanks for
I'm uh,
having me.
I'm doing great. Did you enjoy your time backstage?
I did in the virtual backstage.
In the virtual backstage, yeah. Well, we don't need to
Oh,
tell the joke. Maybe a little inside
no,
joke
no,
here
it's
at Lancaster
okay.
Connects.
It's okay. We can tell it. So, those of you who are listening and know me know I may have freaked out a little bit before this show because in our communication was like, okay, we look forward to seeing you backstage. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, am I supposed to be somewhere? It's places, and I don't know where places but it's virtual backstage. That's
Sorry for the freak out moment, but we're all good. We're all good.
it's all
Virtual
right.
backstage, and here you
It's
are, representing them, the collective.
yes.
I'm really excited to hear what that's all about. I know you've got an upcoming show at the Effort of Performing Arts Center that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
I'd love to hear also how you interact with the Lancaster community with
Mhm.
them, the collective. So first, let's learn what them, the collective is. You know, the origins, how it got started, what you do. Kind of give us a little background there.
Okay. So, them is an acronym for to heal and encourage musically. And so, for the most part, everything that we do just kind of falls under that umbrella. If it has anything to do with encouragement and music, we're on board for that. And the funny story as to how we got started was actually with a number of our musician friends during the quarantine during
Yeah,
COVID, and we got together and put a video together virtually of "How Deep Is Your Love," and we just kept doing music because again, it was just needed at the time. Everything we
yeah,
were locked out of so much,
yep.
and everything was kind of virtual. But of
Hmm.
course, music is just everywhere. Just is always a much needed outlet and also a healing tool. So we kind of kept going on, and we actually were going to originally call ourselves Quarantunes, but that didn't.
that's
But
a
that didn't happen.
total music nerd
It
name. You
is,
know,
it is. It might have been too
love it.
nerdy, and the guys were like, no, we're not doing
I
that."
love it.
So it evolved into let's figure out, what we're going for here. What are we doing? Because each of us individually were doing something in our own right as artists. So
Mm.
we were coming together, like a musical Voltron, I guess is how I like to say it. That's also dating myself too, but that's okay.
No, no,
To form a
we're
band.
on the same level, you and I.
So it's like we're not a band, but we are when we get together. Let's just be what we are and just be musically
That's awesome.
encouraging. So so DeJuan Rosado, as also known as spoken music,
Okay.
we just co-founded the movement that we're doing and have been kind of going at that. We got joined in with the Pennsylvania Council on the Arts and became teaching artists,
Wow.
and that's where one of that clip that you saw there was us, I think, at Price Elementary School doing a residency with music, and I think we were teaching the kids. Oh, I'm sorry, that's at the Mix right there. That's one of our community
Okay.
partners right there. Talking about we know that you can be what you want to be. If you work hard at it, you'll be where you want to be. So we use music to educate, to uplift, inspire, to work with the kids,
That's
and
cool.
just do whatever is needed, I guess, in the moment. So if we're in a school, we may be doing social emotional learning using music because we know that music, every song carries an emotion or a
Hmm.
vibe, and represents something. So, and that's a huge need in the schools these days. And we're actually going to be at King Elementary School next week doing
Oh,
a
that's awesome.
performance for them for Black History Month. So we're all
That's
over the
awesome.
place.
That's
I hope
cool.
that answers your question.
Well, it does, and it's like spawned like 5 or 6 more questions in
Hmm.
my head. Um, so you, kind of back to the beginning. You
Sure.
said started at COVID. Like, I mean, obviously COVID, shut down everything, and there was a lot of confusion, a lot of things that happened as a result of that.
Mhm.
But like, is it safe to say that what you're doing with them, the collective, like maybe it would have never happened had COVID not happened?
I don't know if it wouldn't have happened because of COVID, because we were already connected musically.
Okay.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
think that maybe it was a catalyst for
Yeah.
it for sure. And it would probably have evolved in some other form or
That's
fashion.
cool.
But I would definitely think that that was more of a pressing reason to get
Yeah.
something done.
That's cool.
So but yeah, I think something still would have come out of it. But
That's cool.
yeah.
I mean, it's just great to see, like, I mean, everybody had to
Hmm.
kind of do something differently, whether it was with their business or personal life or
Hmm.
whatever. And it's just cool to see some of the things that have kind of been born out of the struggle or challenge that was COVID. Oh my gosh, 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and to see, something like them, the collective, be formed, thrive, and doing what you're doing in the schools. I think it's all really really cool.
Thank you.
What is your musical background? I mean, obviously you're
Oh,
you're a singer performer. You've got some maybe music education background. It seems like what is your background with music? And you can go back
well,
as far as you'd like to go.
well, I've been singing ever since I could speak.
Okay, that's
I did.
awesome.
I grew up singing in church on the north side of Pittsburgh, and then
Okay,
by way of Harrisburg, and then upstate New York, and back around again to Maryland, and now I'm here in Lancaster. And
yeah,
so, whether it's singing in the choir, or directing the choir, singing on a praise team, directing the praise team, um, I had a group of extremely talented friends and musicians where I was kind of at a crossroads with what I was going to do musically.
hmm,
Um, and I was invited to be a part of the New York Contemporary Choir,
oh
who was
wow,
headed by our good friend Jay Poff. And
ah,
yeah, we toured. Well, did a small tour with a touring company at the time that was Rocktopia, and then Rocktopia went to Broadway and did a run. And after that, I was like, I think I'm gonna stick with this, because I had been, many different chapters and versions of life. And after that, I started honing in on teaching music.
yep,
I did not go to university for anything, actually.
okay,
Well,
yeah,
some, but not for school. And
yeah,
started doing voice lessons, and bringing my kids along as well, between being a mom and
sure,
doing things with music. That was kind of the happy medium while still doing other things.
yeah,
And just going through a period of time where I started saying yes more to things musically,
yep,
instead of I have to be somewhere or take somebody somewhere, and I'll get to it when I get to it. More things started lining up and opening, and I started walking in it. So
cool,
from there, again, when we're out here in this community, a very a supportive community, I would say, in the music, especially here in Lancaster. And you'll see a lot of these people in our community in our show and in our circles and in the pictures that you'll see, where it's like if one person's playing, we'll come out and support you. If you need somebody to come sing, we'll come out and sing. And I think that's also where the collective part came from, because we're always
yeah,
collecting people or saying, hey, can you hop on with us? Can we go do this, that, and the third? And those who have been open to loaning their gift to be a part of what we're doing have become a part of that. So the more we did it, the more we were asked to keep showing up. And so, just kept saying yes and teaching music and mentoring. And, it's kind of like one thing leads into another. And that's kind of how it's going.
that's cool. Hey, I don't want to. I mean, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Sure.
Chris had a video up there on the screen. Are we able to unmute that and just hear a little bit about of the music? Is that all right?
Sure. Yeah.
Chris, are you able to do that? The video that
Well,
was just playing.
what was that? We were outside blazing Jays on a first Friday, I
Give me
think.
about
Oh, is
30
that what it was?
seconds. 30
Yeah.
seconds.
Yep.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah, Chris is going to do that in just a little bit there. So you mentioned. I mean, the collective name. You don't have like a set amount of members. It's kind of whoever wants to perform can perform with you, sort of thing.
Somewhat. We started
Yeah.
off that way, but everyone, again, they have their lanes that they have to walk in
Yeah.
different walks of life, that sometimes they just can't commit to being a
Sure.
part of one thing.
Yep.
So when we have a project coming up, we reach out to see who can be a part. And hey, if they stay on, they stay on, and DeJuan and I keep just keep reaching out, because again, everybody's in just different ages and stages
Yeah.
of life. So we try to stay consistent with the team that we have on board, while still, bringing them in and out, because, at the level of talent that we do have, I mean, we don't want to hold anyone back. What I like to we say, when they're booked and blessed, you have to celebrate that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
And so the video I think that Chris is queuing up here, you were singing, looked like there was a bass player and drums.
Yep, that's one of our first videos.
That's awesome. So this is kind of during the pandemic, you're outside playing
This
on the
was
streets for anybody who wants to listen.
shortly after.
Yeah.
Things had just started opening back up again. That's Spoken Music. His song Superfly. Look it up. YouTube. Apple Music. All platforms.
These days like I might go, cause I be moonwalking on the tightrope.
That's DeJuan right there.
To the light post, I keep my head right where the
That's my
kites
partner
flow.
DeJuan right there. There's Jay,
If I pop
his
a wheelie,
boys.
that's a high flow. To the moon and back is where I might go. I'm just trying to find me the right flow.
That's his mom. Xavier Allen.
Yep. That's awesome. Got a little Jeannette in our ear.
That's me.
Yes. Chris, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah, we were just, that's when we were, I think just kind of getting into a groove, and we were like, hey guys, what do you want to do today? Let's go outside on First Friday somewhere, and Blazing Jays allowed us to hold space outside and just give the people some good vibes and some good music.
Well, and are you just is it kind of like freestyle or free form sort of performance, or like was that a song that you had practiced and rehearsed that you were performing there? Like I mean, I grew up singing at this, kind of the same as you. But I was always like involved in choirs and bands and stuff like that, and like it would kind of terrify me to be out there like without a script, like, or without a piece of music in front of me. So I mean, what was that performance like there?
Well, we did have a set list. I mean, we
Okay.
do function as a band, and we
Yep.
do rehearse
Okay, cool.
when we can, because folks are busy,
Yeah. Yep.
But that song in particular was Superfly with 2 Y's, and I think DeJuan had just released that too.
Okay.
So and that video was done by Perseus Gross, because we just needed something. PC did that video
Perseus.
for us. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, it's a supporting community out here. And then at the end of that video, you heard Close coming in, and that was Xavier Allen's first single too, which Spoken Music, DeJuan Rosado helped to produce. So we try to get music out there, but at the same time, we love to sing and love to perform. So because of the level of musicianship and talent that we have, we can just do stuff Johnny on the spot.
Yep.
And then there are things that we do that are planned and rehearsed, having a book and a set list and and what have you. But because we don't always have the same team of musicians, that sometimes depends on what we do. But
kind of ebbs and flows. That's cool.
But again, you get people who are great at what they do together, and you get something that's meant for the moment, and that's just really great. So
that's awesome. So we're gonna talk about the upcoming performance you've got at Effort of Performing Arts Theater. Beyond that, where can we see you perform?
Well, you would have to follow me at Jeannette Wehye on Instagram, or Jeannette Wehye on Facebook.
All right.
And I get fussed at a lot because my Instagram is just not up to par. I do so much, and I very rarely put stuff up. But if you go to Them the Collective on Instagram and Them the Collective on Facebook, you're going to see everything. Like DeJuan puts everything up there.
That's cool.
And on our stories, you can see what's happening. I mean, I would say you could come see us on December. I'm sorry, not December. We're in February now. Well, February 12th at the King Elementary School, but you can't if you're not a student. But like I said, we're doing a performance for them. We will be. I'll be speaking at the Open Stage in Harrisburg on the 12th. Just talking about the show on that program. But actually, just kidding. On the 13th, we're going to do some live music at Yorgos, who is actually one of our sponsors
Okay.
for the show.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah. Yeah.
8 o'clock on February 13th. We'll be
That's cool.
outside. And who knows? I don't know if I'm going to be in a musical somewhere, or we may have the band do, we're always out gigging, whether it's myself, spoken
Yep.
music, or supporting somewhere. You really just have to follow and see what's going on. Because
That's cool.
that's one thing that I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says, it's ABC, just Jeannette always be singing. So I don't
Love it.
always know where it's gonna be, but it'll be somewhere.
Somewhere. That's awesome. So let's talk about the show February 21st and 22nd, I believe, at Effort of
Yes.
Performing Arts Center, a celebration of the evolution of Black music.
Yes.
So that is put on by Them the Collective at Effort
Yes.
of Performing Arts Center. Tell us all about that.
Okay, so a celebration of the evolution of Black music is a musical journey of a show that we created 4 years ago. And our first show was at the Crispus Attucks Community Center.
Okay.
During that time, so you see the kind of a little bit of the timeline where we were outside doing First Friday events and, gigging at certain places. And February was coming and we really didn't have anything that we were booked to do. So it was kind of like, well, what do you want to do? Let's make something to do. So we put the show together. We had a bunch of our artist friends come through, and we go from the origin of our music, which is in Africa. We go through all the decades.
Hold up, Jeanette.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know. I got something playing in my ear and I can't really hear. I don't know if there we go.
That's our recap music video. You can let the video play and just mute it. I don't know if you can.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
just music. But that's
cool.
our recap video that's playing there. And
awesome.
This show we walk through all the genres and the timeline, all the decades up until present day music. So
That's
starting
awesome.
off with like African drumming and narration, and then we walk through spirituals, early rock and roll, pop, soul, funk, disco, of course, and paying homage to gospel music, which is a huge and the main foundation of the roots and origins of our Black American music, which is a huge contribution to American music, period.
Absolutely.
So it really is a celebration of that. And so and we aim to really keep it celebratory because, again, it's music. Music is powerful and has many different influences. And we just wanted to do something again that was musically uplifting, encouraging. I mean, we have all the dark stuff isn't going nowhere. It's going to be there. And and not to minimize that by any stretch of the imagination. I don't want anybody to take that way. We just wanted to have something during that time that was intentionally celebratory.
Yeah.
So it's something that everyone can participate in. Anybody who loves music will love it, and hopefully they'll continue to support it. So I will say that EPAC, being one of our biggest sponsors for that, they 2 years ago brought in the regional premiere of The Color Purple, which means no theater anywhere here has ever done it. And I had the privilege of playing Suge Avery in that show. Shortly after that, there was a Sondheim tribute in February, and we had just done our our second show, because first one was at the Crispus Attucks Community Center. The second one, we were at the Ware at Club 42. And then it was like, oh, we'd love to, every year we try to do something better, or we grow just because it goes over well, people enjoy it. And it's like, well, how about if we can combine both the worlds, where it's concert performance and incorporate our theater life and theater world into it, and make it more of like a review or cabaret. So we met and spoke with EPAC, and they were like, yeah, that sounds great. And so last year was the first year we were able to have it in the theater. and it was
That's so cool.
great. And they said yes again this year. So through our sponsorships and people who support, we're able to keep doing this. So we do need some more sponsorships, though. We're not all the way
Sure.
there yet, because we believe in the value of supporting our team, our actors,
Yep.
singers, and musicians. Well, I'm sorry, instrumentalists, the vocalists are musicians too. Just saying.
There you go. There
um,
you
yeah,
go.
but so we really enjoy this time of year. It's the one big show that we do yearly now. We aim to keep it annual, and eventually we want to have the cookout, and that would be more of the festival style, where
Yeah.
we have multiple bands come in, and each genre can have more than 5 or 10 minutes, because we're trying to
Yeah.
squeeze so much into such a little period of time, and it's crazy. Um, when we go through this, to try to see what's the best representation of what song and what decade, because you can't, it's
Yeah.
too much greatness. But
Yeah.
that's
Like, how do you
also what
pick? That's
yeah,
yeah.
but it also allows us to be able to do the same show every year. Like, there are some things that
Yeah.
we keep intentionally, and then there are some other things that we switch up. We just try. Well, I guess we're going to start taking a poll. I don't know. But we do the best that we can, representation wise, with telling the story of our
That's
music,
cool.
and just hope everybody enjoys it.
That's cool. So, just a couple detail things. It's February 21st and 22nd, back-to-back
Yes.
nights.
Yes.
Tickets are available on the EPAC website,
Yes.
Effort of Performing Arts Center website. Looks like it's $25
Yes.
for a ticket
$25
there.
ticket. Yes.
And how long is the show? Is it a couple hours long?
Yes, let's say it's a couple hours long.
Okay.
Um, we're still working on the timestamp. I mean, your
Yeah.
typical show that you go out to see at a theater
Yeah.
that has an act one, act two with a 15-minute intermission. So, let's see, we're starting at 8. It may go to about
Okay.
10-ish, maybe.
That's
Let's
cool.
see.
And what are you performing in it?
Oh, well, let's say I'll be doing Last Dance with Donna Summer. That's
Okay.
one song.
That's a big song.
So those of you who were there last year, we had a time. So we had to keep that. We open it up for everybody to turn it out and have a party. So in
That's
as much
awesome.
as it's celebratory, like, those are the celebratory moments that we want to keep. Um, and there's a few medleys.
Okay.
We have an girl group medley with En Vogue, and um I'll do Up Above My Head with Sister Rosetta Tharpe, you know.
That's cool.
But I'll sing, but I love for the rest of our team to shine too. And we have some amazing vocalists who are going to be singing down. You hear me?
Well,
So I'm sorry, go ahead. You're gonna ask
oh,
a
I was
question.
gonna say, I'm glad you
Hmm.
brought that up. It's a great segue. Last week on Lancaster Connects, we had Mr. Reggie Woods on the show,
Yes. Yep.
who is, I think, wrapping up or in the middle of the performance of Six,
Yes.
the teen show at Effort Performing Arts Center, and I know he's a performer at
He
the
is.
February 21st and 22nd event because he talked about that
He
on last week's
is.
show. And I mean, he's an amazing performer. He's
He
incredible.
is. Reggie's been a good brother and friend for a number of years now, and
That's
we're
cool.
just not letting him go. He's just going to stay in the show. So, uh, so Reggie will be there. Also, this year, we are bringing in a director. We're going to be under the direction of Joshua William Green, and
Okay,
he's a good friend and brother. He just did. He's doing directing the choreography over at Prima for Charlie Brown. Was just at the Fulton for Frozen, and he's just a tremendous talent.
that's
We have Jaffiel. Poor Don, I don't want to say. I'm sorry, Jaffiel. I butchered last name.
awesome.
Xavier Allen, Devontae White. My daughter Jayla Way is singing with
Okay, that's
us.
awesome.
Cheney Bermudez from Harrisburg. Soraya King from Harrisburg. Um, we have musicians. From who are traveling in and locally everywhere. And I have another poster. I'm going to have to give it to you post production. That has a a list of all of our performers and the
Okay.
musicians as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
You know,
awesome.
we have a hip hop house party in the middle, and Ralph Real from Ralph and the Family Jam is going to host one night, and then we have Dominic Jordan is going to do another night, and it's just going to be lit. And I don't want to miss any names because I don't have a list right in front of me. But like I said, all of the talent that is on board with our show is really going to be great, and you guys are going to enjoy it. So please get your tickets and come see the show.
That's that's so cool. And I'm glad you said Ralph Real. So might blow your mind. I actually was in a band late '90s, early 2000s, and I know Ralph grew up in York County, and he had some buddies that he went to school with. One was a bass player, and that bass player was in the band I was in. And there were a couple of gigs that we played that Ralph played keys with us. I think this was before he was Ralph Real, but I know Ralph.
Yeah.
Amazing musician, and I know he's gone on to have a really cool music career himself. I haven't seen him in probably 20 years,
Oh,
but that's
well,
cool that he's going to be out there.
then come down to Yorgos on February the 13th at
13th,
8 o'clock, and
yep.
you'll
Ralph will
see
be there.
Ralph. He'll be
That's so
there.
cool.
I'll be there. DeJuan will be there. We're gonna be doing live music, and just having a great time.
That's
So
awesome. So,
yeah,
I mean, yeah, thanks for sharing about the show at Effort Performing Arts Center. Just again, the details: February 21st and 22nd. Tickets are only $25. Amazing value for the production, a celebration of the evolution of Black music
yes,
at Effort Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets on the EPAC website. Anything else you'd like to share about the show?
yes, it's gonna be great, and you need to be there. um,
Yeah, and sponsors. I know
and
you
sponsored by, yes, we could not be doing this without our
Yep,
sponsors. The Lancaster County Community Foundation
yep,
has
yep.
been a
They
huge,
do
huge,
amazing work.
huge resource
Yeah.
for us. Music for everyone.
Mm,
Music for everyone. We
yep. We
thank
had them on the
them.
show. Yep.
And
Amazing
fun
organization.
fact about MFE, they actually have supported us in some way, shape, or fashion from the very first one that we did, even when it was
Awesome.
when we were doing a free concert at the Christmas Addicts
Yep.
Community Center. So,
That's so cool.
um, and Yorgos too. So,
Okay. Yep.
um,
Yep.
so far, those are our friends that we have on board. We need some more. If you feel so led to help with that, you can reach out to me directly through them the collective on Instagram or
That's
Facebook,
awesome.
or whatever information is going to be posted there. If you don't follow us already, please go ahead and get your phone out and follow them the collective on Instagram, them the
That's cool.
collective on Facebook. We'd love to see your hearts and thumbs ups, and ultimately see you at the show.
I love it. I love it. In
It's
fact,
gonna be good music.
I love it. You mentioned Jay earlier. He just
Hmm.
commented. I see it come in here. He, I think, posted all the performers who are going to be at
Awesome.
the
Thanks, Jay.
performance. So here
Thank
they
you,
are.
Jay. Yes. Yes, 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 guys.
And
And
I,
follow
s-
those folks individually too on their
that's
social
cool.
media platforms. They all do their own thing. Sorry. Yes.
I know it's fine. I see your daughter's name on there.
Hmm.
How old is your daughter?
Jayla is 22,
Okay,
and she is a vocal performance major at Morgan State
that's so cool.
University. If you don't know Morgan State, it is a historically Black college and
Okay,
university in Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore. That's so cool.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yep. So
And
she'll be performing
yeah,
as
that
well.
I love it. I love it. Keep the music in the family. I love it. I love it. Love it.
Yes.
So, I mean, we're kind of coming towards the end of our time here. Um, how about so them the collective has been a thing maybe for 4 or 5 years now.
Hmm.
Do you have any personal, I don't know what's the right, maybe memorable experience of you being involved in the group, maybe where you were particularly like touched by a moment that happened through your performance, or you touched somebody else that was or they were touched by your performance.
Hmm.
Anything you can share from that standpoint?
Yes, I have a few, and I will try to make it brief.
Hey, no,
Um, mu-
we got time. We're good.
okay, good. because I can talk. So we there's one in particular where we were doing, I think it was the first Friday, we were outside at Ben's Park downtown,
Yeah. Yep.
and we were performing one of the newer songs that we wrote, DeJuan and I, called Light It Up. And at the end of the set, we had a little bucket out there, people put notes and little tips and stuff, but a young person had placed a note in the bucket that said this was absolutely inspiring and encouraging for me, and I'm going to make sure that I keep lighting it up from the inside out. you
That's so
know
cool.
so we get those moments of feedback
Yep.
from our listeners and people who show up and say that they have been inspired, uplifted, and encouraged. And honestly, those I can name a ton of them, but I'm just going to isolate that one. We I would say another one was a performance we did with them Mix Kids. So the Mix at Arbor Place is a community center in Lancaster City,
Yep.
and after school program, but also a hub. And we were hosting a residency there, and at the end, we're teaching them performing arts throughout the year, and Prima allowed us to have a performance with them to give them an actual theatrical experience. So
Yeah.
we did a musical journey with them, and they had a great time. And the families watching their kids perform then, and the feedback from that was encouraging, inspiring. And then we went on to bring those same kids into performance um, for the Mix's 40-year anniversary
Yep.
celebration for the Mix. So those moments are huge for us, because we know
Yeah.
that we're one. Not only are we teaching music, inspiring, we're also making an impact on impressionable young lives, and
Yeah.
they need to have people who look like them, who are reachable, attainable, and within their own proximity,
Yeah. I love
that
that.
can help. You know, we don't do everything. One person plants, another one waters, and you
Hmm.
never know what the outcome will be. So to be a part of it is something that I really, really, really do love to do.
That's,
So
I mean, well said. It's really touching, that moment you shared with the note in the bucket, um, and what that note said. I think that's really, really cool and
mhm.
inspiring. And you're making a difference with music and them, the collective. So cool.
Thank
I
you.
want to know what's next. I mean, you've got the show coming up, obviously. Them, the collective, their effort of performing arts center. But what's next? What's next? What do you got maybe planned for either later in the year, or maybe big goals or dreams for the them, the collective?
Well, um, we would like to have at some point in time, like, a music based childcare center.
Oh,
Don't
that's
know if
cool.
that'll be near or far, but it's something that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Um, we at some point in time hope to have a multi-purpose building, or
Yeah. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that we can perform and teach out of, and just continue to do what we're doing on a bigger scale or a more central, isolated scale. Who knows? We will hopefully be continuing to perform and make music and inspire people as we go along. We're always asked to do something. My vocal studio here, being a vocal coach, is
Yep.
the steady thing. Um, but I think building more musically, building out music. There's a lot that we just don't do because just because there's not enough hours in the
Yep.
day.
Yep.
So there are so many things that we have on the agenda to do. It's just a matter of when
Hmm.
we'll be able to execute each thing to come to fruition. But I will say that out show wise, performance wise, I mean, this show actually it can have legs. We can travel with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But we want to do a summer version of it, and
Okay.
whether we call it the cookout or Summer Soul Town or whatever it's going to be something outside, outdoors in the summertime, because this happens every year in the winter in February. So we
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do something during, the warmer months. And yeah, there is no lack of creativity here for us.
yeah.
So we're just going to basically, in short, just keep creating and see where that leads.
I love it. I love that you're using music to give back to the community, give back to the kids. I mean, you're giving back in personally with your vocal lessons, but then what you're doing with them, the collective, and inspiring the younger generation to learn and to be inspired by the music. I think that's great. Yeah, I think the having a building where you can kind of put everything under one roof, maybe even collaborate with some of the organizations in Lancaster, like Music for Everyone,
Mm-hmm.
who you mentioned as a sponsor. We've had them on the show. John Gertie's an amazing, has put together an amazing organization for youth
Mm-hmm.
with music, and even Swan. Are you familiar with Scaling Walls, a Note at a Time?
No, I don't think I am.
It's a program with in coordination with Lancaster School District to provide music to people or to kids who have incarcerated parents. An amazing organization, amazing organization. But I mean, I love that you're giving back to the kids, because that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
It is. It
Using
is.
music to inspire.
Yeah. And it just so happens it keeps being the kids, we're open to whomever
Yeah,
um is, I guess I would say, open to us, really. Um because music is a universal language.
yeah,
We all speak it.
yeah,
So just kind of honing in on how it can, I guess, help with whatever the need is in the
yep,
moment. There's a song for that. There is
yep,
music for that. If we're celebrating, there's music for that. If you're sad, and you need to be uplifted, there's a song for that. There's music for that.
yeah.
And
You're so
everybody has
right.
a different get. Yeah. So of course, we do like to, earn income, because we have
Yep,
to live somehow.
yep, yep,
So how can we do both? You
yeah,
know, um, and that is really, I guess, the journey that we're on. So we appreciate all of our friends who ride out with us, because, like we heard at the top of this interview, I could be, you know, supposed to thinking I'm supposed to be backstage somewhere. And I'm really just fine to be in my office. So when I say it's
that's
a
hilarious.
journey with me
That's
and with us,
hilarious.
it really is. And so again, but in all seriousness, we do appreciate our team, our friends,
Yep.
that because we can't, we can't do it without them. So yeah.
Yeah. So an upcoming show that we have, I think it's maybe a couple months away, is with Longs Park Amphitheater
Hmm.
Foundation. I would love to see this presentation that you're doing at Effort of Performing Arts Theater. I mean, it's tailor
We've talked
made
about
for,
that. Yeah.
like they do their summer concert series at Longs
Hmm.
Park. You want to
We
do a
would
summer
love that.
thing. I mean, that would be perfect. It's so much
It's
space and
hmm it's just
so
about,
cool.
the contacts and getting on the
Yep.
calendar and getting it scheduled and the funding.
Yeah.
I will say everything, a lot of these things that we want to do and that we're able to
Yeah.
do really comes down to funding
Yeah.
and
Yep. Yep.
sources, because, while we can go around singing,
Yep.
on end, we do like to pay people for their time, and we like to be
Yeah.
paid for the time. So we try to raise the funding to do what we
Yeah.
can. And we would love to be outside at Long's Park. That's actually where we envision doing the cookout.
Oh,
We've talked about
well,
that. Yeah.
perfect
Yeah,
place
it
for that.
would. Yeah.
Tons
So
of room.
whether it's the show or the cookout, I think that's an excellent suggestion. Thanks for making it. So Long's Park, folks, if you're listening,
Yeah, we'll see if
we're
we
coming
can
over.
connect the dots here. That's what we try to
Yes.
do. So, Jeanette, we're almost out of time here. We've got
Mhm.
our connection cocktail questions, just a few questions to get to know
Sure.
you a little bit better. You ready for that?
I'm ready.
All right. I mean, I know you are. I don't know why I asked.
I mean,
Um,
at least I think I
so,
am.
yeah. So when you're not performing, when you're not singing, performing, or doing stuff with them, the collective, what do you like to do to unwind?
Oh, um, I like to go out with my friends and sing more at karaoke.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Have a few drinks.
Yep.
Go out to eat where there's probably music present.
Yep. Yep.
um, I don't know if I should say it's sad or not, but it's anything that involves music. I will say this, I
Yeah.
don't always have to be the one singing or performing. I do
Okay.
enjoy, going out to a good open
Yep.
mic or sitting in on karaoke. Um, it's fun. So
That's cool. So you mentioned food, going out to eat. Do you have a favorite restaurant in Lancaster?
right now, my favorite restaurant is Your Ghost.
Oh, well, of course. Give them another shout. Yeah, that's
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Do you have
Although we frequent there anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing that they make? A dish?
Yes, and actually Tony should name it after me because of course my order has to be very specific. I like
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
Good.
so it's a chicken gyro sandwich, but it's with the Slovaki meat, not like
Okay.
gyro meat, and
Yep.
add feta. Yeah. So
Okay. Hey,
it's
the Jeannette Way on the
yep,
calendar or
yep,
on the
yep.
menu there. All right, last question, and it is a music question. Do you have a favorite musician, artist, group, someone that you maybe
Hmm.
model your style after, or doesn't have to be that? I just wondering.
Oh, that's a hard question to answer.
It's I'm sure it's hard to
So
narrow it
I'm gonna
down,
throw
but
I'm gonna throw I'm gonna throw out a couple. I've
that's
always loved
perfect.
Michael Jackson. That's just
Okay.
period, just forever,
Yep.
and I still do.
Yep.
I love Esperanza Spalding,
Okay.
Earth, Wind and Fire. I just,
All right.
just and Tina Marie. I love me some Lady T. My personal style is just eclectic, so
Okay. Yeah.
you just get it all. It depends on what the vibe is or what the show is or what it calls for because it's just one genre or multiple genres wrapped up into one. I would say that my style would be pretty eclectic. So I
Well, that's
think I have
cool.
a,
And
mhm.
that really describes going back to wrapping up this show and talking about them, the collective, and the show that you're doing at Effort Performing Arts Center. That's a pretty eclectic mix of
It
styles
is.
because we're talking about the beginning to current, right?
Yes, yes.
I think that's really really great. So one more time, we'll just say that show is February 21st and 22nd at Effort Performing Arts Center,
Yes.
epactheater.org. You can get tickets, only $25 to get in, 2 nights, and it's called A Celebration of the Evolution of Black Music.
Yes. Come celebrate with
Incredible event.
us. Mm.
Love it. Love it. Jeannette, this has been great getting to know you, getting to know then the collective, and of course, uh, seeing all the great things that you're doing within the Lancaster community with music. And then, this performance, I wish you guys a lot of luck.
Thank
It's going to
you.
be a lot of fun. I hope you can pack the house there. So,
Me too. Y'all come on out. Hope to see you
yeah,
there.
yeah. Jeanette, have a great afternoon, and thanks
Thank
for
you.
being on Lancaster
You,
Connects.
you too. Thank you. I'll see
Yep,
you
yep.
later next time.
See ya. Yep. All right. It was a great performance, great interview. It's just really cool to see what people create. Um, the story of a group of music friends, friends who know each other through music, and COVID happened, things kind of get turned upside down, and it kind of launches them to get creative, not only with music but getting the music out there, and and then to see, just a few years later, what it's turned into, and all the collaborations with these other musicians, and the performance coming up here at Ephrata Performing Arts Center. I keep mentioning their name. They've helped us put together the time here with Jeannette and them, the collective, and of course last week's show with Reggie Woods, who's doing a show right now at Ephrata Performing Arts Center. Not every show is about EPAC, but they're doing really, really cool things up there in the community of Ephrata, and just really unique and inspiring musical performance and theater performances up there. So thank you, Jeannette, for a great interview. All right, we've got a couple things to wrap up the show here. We've got the community rundown. We do this weekly on Lancaster Connects. We look through the Lancaster Connects Facebook feed, and we find some cool things that are going on. Maybe they're past guests that have news to share, or it's something we'd like to share out here. So we've got a few things going on in the Lancaster community. So Help the Fight is a organization here in Lancaster who help those going through a breast cancer diagnosis or treatment or post-treatment. Amazing organization, Linda Charles and her team at Help the Fight. They've got big things coming per their post. They posted their upcoming calendar. Maybe kind of hard to see there on the screen, but if you go to Help the Fight, their Facebook page, and you can mark your calendars for all the cool things they've got coming up this year. They need our support. As a community, they need our support to enact their mission to those with breast cancer diagnosis. Stay tuned for details on all the events coming up, but they just wanted to kind of, save the date, if you will. Mark your calendars for those upcoming dates. And of course, together with the help of the Lancaster community, they can make a difference in people's lives. So that's Help the Fight. We've got Lidditz Fire and Ice Festival is coming up. This is an annual festival up in the cool little town of Lidditz. It's a 2-week, I believe, festival, covers a couple weekends. So they're wondering if you want to spend, maybe you got some little ones who have the day off of school on President's Day. That's Monday the 17th between 11 and 2 o'clock at Lidditz Springs Park in downtown Lidditz. Who doesn't? What kid doesn't like a bounce house? Come on. Like, these kids are all, ear to ear grins. So they've got, 60-foot long bouncy obstacle course. They've got exciting fire and ice science demonstrations. That sounds pretty cool. There's really something for everybody for these kids. Cotton candy, coffee from Joe on the Go. I love that name. And they've got some other things to help keep you cozy outside in the cold weather, enjoying the Lidditz Fire and Ice Festival. So again, that's Monday the 17th, President's Day, between 11 and 2 o'clock, Lidditz Springs Park. Just check out Lidditz Fire and Ice Festival's Facebook page, and you can see all the details there. All right. Last but not least, we've got friend of the show, Whiff Roasters. They're also up there in Lidditz. They have done a ton of renovation in their roastery, and for a while now they've had their retail store open where their roastery is at I don't have the address off the top of my head, but it's up there on Main Street in Lidditz, right behind the Julius Sturgill, or right next to Julius Sturgis Pretzel House. Anyway, their grand opening of their coffee corner, which is a little cafe area. They've been working hard on it. I know there's been some delays, but it's finally opening, and they're excited to let you know that Friday, February 14th is their grand opening there. Not only can you make a purchase of some great Whiff Roasters coffee, you can get a cup yourself right there in the retail store. So that's Friday, February 14th. To get all the details, go to the Whiff Roasters Facebook page and go to their events tab. All the information is right there. So we wish them luck with that grand opening. So that's just about the show. Since Gardner's Mattress and More is our official sponsor of Lancaster Connects, we, again, like to support the community that supports our business. We have some amazing customers here at Gardner's that we help wake up happy every day. And they, in turn, say some pretty cool things about us, whether it's a mailed-in, handwritten review. Person wrote in cursive, which is pretty cool. Or people that review us online. We are grateful for all of our customers, and we thank. I mean, we're so blessed to have some that write some really cool things about us and our staff here. This one is from someone named Pat. And their experience with Drew, one of our sales associates here. Drew's been with us for almost 10 years, again, helping people solve their sleep needs. Drew listened to what I needed and helped me find a good fit. He sold my family 2 other mattresses. So keeping it all in the family there. And, they were just very thankful that Gardner's could help their family members and now her to get a mattress. So thank you, Pat, for your order with Gardner's and trusting your sleep to us. There's some great reviews there. Of course, that one Chris just landed on there. Sometimes, we people have, maybe misconceptions about what things are here. And, we always try to earn a 5-star review from people, but not going to please everybody. But overwhelmingly, we've got great customers that say amazing things. So thanks so much to everybody who's ever purchased a mattress at Gardner's and, of course, reviews us on Google or these mailed in reviews. So I believe that's our show. Next week is President's Day. Of course, we've got big sales events here at Gardner's Mattress and More for President's Day weekend. It's one of our busiest sales weekends of the year. You can check out all the events we've got going on here at our website, gardnersmattressandmore.com. Click on the sales and specials page up at the top of the web page, and you'll navigate to the sales web page. So some of our vendors have some special promotions where there's maybe specific savings on their brand of mattresses. Of course, we do double deals here throughout the showroom, which is if a vendor doesn't have a specific promotion, we have some ways that you can save money depending on what configuration you want. Maybe you want an adjustable bed base. Maybe you need a foundation, flat foundation, or don't need a foundation at all. We have ways that you can save money no matter how you want to make your purchase. So that's what double deals are all about. Discount on accessories as well, pillows, sheets, mattress protectors that help complete the set. Also to mention, we've got some amazing deals on some floor model mattresses. A couple weeks ago, I went to the Las Vegas furniture market, looked at new products that we are looking to bring in within the next couple months here. And of course, we can't just have mattresses stacked on top of mattresses. We've got to get rid of old models to bring in new models. So if you're looking for a deal, to wake up happy, but save money to do so, we've got some half price floor model deals. You're getting the model on the floor and you're getting it for half price. Sometimes maybe even better than that. Because again, we've got to clear the space for new models coming in. So President's Day sales event going on right now here at Gardner's Mattress and More. We'd love to help you wake up happy every morning, just like Pat and all the other customers who have said some nice things about us on Google, Facebook, and in these handwritten reviews. All right. I believe that's our show today. Again, got a great show coming up next week. We're actually going to be talking, it's another Ask Ben and Jeff episode. We're going to be talking about how to find the perfect set of sheets. And you won't want to miss that because sheets are one of the most kind of misunderstood purchases related to a mattress. A lot of times people, buy a new mattress, maybe they get a new pillow, but like they still use the old sheets. And we're kind of wondering why you do that. So we'll tell you all about why you should invest in a new set of sheets with a new mattress, complete the sleep system. So you'll want to tune in for that. And, we're actually booked for shows into like June now, May or June. So if you want to be a guest on the show, I'd love to tell your story. LancasterConnects.com/guest. Be a guest on the show. Let us know why you'd be a good fit. And we'd love to tell your story. We'll get you booked into the summer. All right. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. Till the next connection.
The comments have exploded through the roof. So there you go.